think the economic effects are somewhat, or will turn out to be, somewhat exaggerated. So the net economic effect on you as a business is much less than the gross reduction in GDP might imply. There will be one effect, which will be that quite a lot of middle to lower income people, is becoming increasingly clear, that will not go back to work, will either return to their home country or will have to retrain and do something else. If you're going to make people redundant at the end of the furlough system, which is in October, then you've got to start consulting people now. The gentle trend away from working in cities towards working in the penumbra of cities will probably accelerate somewhat. If the business survives, then the benefits of some unemployment will in fact help some companies. The nature of globalization, it doesn't really work in an emergency. In an emergency where there's massive international competition for resources, you can't necessarily rely on the supply chains that work in peacetime. And I think people are going to start saying what is important, what is strategically important. And we're going to see things about strategic reserves and how important it is to be food sufficient and oil sufficient, and those sorts of considerations are going to come into political life. Political leaders initially in a crisis like this have a certain amount of support from their electorates, as crisis leaders often do. But gradually the media, especially if they adopt the US and UK model of adversarial journalism, will soon pick that apart. There will be increased arguments for the power of the state, and there will be increased arguments for the security of business and long-term sustainability of business. The governments have been very ready to step up to the plate and put money into this problem, and they seem to have been pretty cavalier about what the consequences of that might be. I don't think we're going to see much inflation anytime soon. I suspect that the temptation to punt all this into the medium-term future, particularly when interest rates are as low as they are, that temptation will be very strong, where the European Union has failed to agree amidst the richer countries that they should support the poorer countries of the South. Maybe that's a signal that there are limits to the amount of fiscal space everybody thinks they've got.